I don't know how to express it, but hold on, the bitch is crying.
From the press doing her wrong, to her not knowing pop culture and more. Join me as I show you 10 of the most embarrassing Billie Eilish moments.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
10. The Drake texts.
And all of this happened after that media storm when everybody found out that Drake and Millie Bobby Brown were texting as well. Back in 2018, Millie told Access Hollywood, I quote, "I love him. He's a great friend and a great role model. We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. And I was like, I miss you more. So cute."
This one isn't so much a Billie screwed up moment as it is a press person trying to make her feel embarrassed for something that she shouldn't have felt guilty for at all. Given her fame, you shouldn't be too surprised by the people that Billie Eilish talks to on the regular. But what might surprise you is that Billie has an open dialogue via text messages with all sorts of hit artists, including Drake. Drake is the nicest dude I've ever spoken to, the singer said in an interview with Vanity Fair earlier during an interview. I mean, I've only texted him, but he's so nice. He does not need to be nice, but he is. When people heard this, including the press, they called it out as inappropriate, given the young age of Billie Eilish. But Eilish shut that line of thinking down really quickly. This is an embarrassing moment because it's terrible to see how such a simple and pure thing can be twisted by the press into something that amounts to less than nothing outside of friendship. 9. The stage strikes.
So in trying to get my beanie back, this has happened, so yay! Bro, it's all his fault because I was wearing these bitches.
Many artists across the genres of music have had all kinds of gaffes and goofs on stage because they weren't careful and didn't remember the layout right, or weren't paying attention as they did their thing. For Billie Eilish, this occurred when she did a tour over in Denmark. She was singing one of her songs, in this case, Bury a Friend, and when she was running across the stage, she slipped and fell square on her back. She was prone for a few seconds, making many, including her crew, wonder if she was okay. But as they came over to try and help her, she rolled over on her stomach and continued to sing the song. Then, after laughing at her own misfortune, she actually continued to roll on stage. You know, like she planned it this way the whole time. In an interview, she noted that she actually slipped on a cord, and her fall really did hurt her. After the concert, she found herself with a massive bruise on her back. Ouch. Look before you walk, Billie. 8. Duet Done By One.
He was doing the verse. He sounded actually really good. He did the verse really well. He could hear it. I could hear it. Finneas could hear it. My drummer could hear it. We all thought he was on the song, on the stage, and it sounded good because it did in our ears. And then after the show, everyone was like, "Yeah, there was no sound at all," which was very embarrassing. So,
heading to Coachella 2019 for a bit, Billie Eilish didn't do one song for her performance there. Rather, she found herself singing with others who were there too. Such as when she grabbed her friend and frequent collaborator Vince Staples and got him to do a duet with her in the form of And Burn. The problem? Vince Staples' mic wasn't working at all. So much so that while everyone could hear Billie's voice fine, no one could hear Staples through the entire song. Now, yeah, this isn't something that can be put on Billie, but when you're singing a duet and you can only hear one voice and it's not getting fixed, that's not exactly something you want to be proud of, you know? Take a breath, let the things get fixed, and then sing. 7. Forgetting the words.
Look at you, needing me, you know
So let's talk brass tacks. When it comes to being a singer, there are a few things you're expected to do no matter what, right? Such as, performing concerts, which Billie Eilish does, and arguably does much more personally than any other singer alive, depending on who you talk to. Anyway, one of the things to remember is the songs you're singing. Like the ones you wrote and sang and did music videos for and such. Yeah, it would be nice if you know the words. But at Coachella 2019, Billie Eilish was doing her track, All the Good Girls Go to Hell, off her new album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And during the performance, she clearly forgot the words to the song. This can be viewed and heard when she's doing a line, then flubs the next one, and honestly asks the crowd what the words were before getting back on track. Not the first time an artist of Billie's caliber has flubbed like this, but we do expect more from her, don't we? 6. Interactions with fans.
I'm Billie Eilish. I'm backstage at Ellen, dressed up in disguise, and I'm very embarrassed about it. I love these babies. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna surprise them, and they're not gonna know it's me, but it is gonna be me.
Do you mind if my daughter does one?
No, go ahead.
All right, guys. Make sure.
We were just so nervous we didn't even see her!
This one is a bit tricky in the embarrassing department because it really does depend on how you view both Billie Eilish and musicians in regards to how they handle their fans. Because anyone who knows her and her backstory knows that she loves her fans and will always treat them with respect because of all they're doing for her, which is to be praised. Yet at her concert, she doesn't mistreat them, but she does get them riled up. Like how she'll get a crowd jamming to a softer song like Ocean Eyes, and then all of a sudden crank it up and everyone is dancing crazily. During one of her songs, mosh pits literally form out of nowhere. That's a gift in my opinion. During one performance though, she noticed that the front members of the crowd were seriously tired and were likely to pass out. So she went and gave them some water, but when she did, she tossed the bottles to them and actually hit them in the head. Whoops. 5. Fashion choices.
We got some big baggy pants that make me look like an elephant, which I like. It's like a tie-dye, but not a tie-dye. What I like about just dressing like I'm 800 sizes bigger than I am is it kind of gives nobody the opportunity to judge what your body looks like.
This is another tricky one, because when you think about Billie Eilish, you acknowledge that she does not play by the same fashion rules as other ladies that look to shine when they're on stage with every single outfit they put on. For Billie Eilish, she's more like a regular person on stage, meaning that she'll wear what she wants, when she wants, as long as it's comfortable. If you look at her closets, you'll see that she really does have a very basic allotment of clothes, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have some curious choices. If you look on her Instagram page, you'll see things like a fully neon green outfit that she wore once, complete with neon green ski mask. And that's just scratching the surface of all the unique and colorful choices of outfits that Billie Eilish has done over the years. You could argue that she's just being herself, but if that's true, her true self really likes the shade of green, and I just can't accept that. 4. Music history absences.
But I was 17 in perhaps the greatest year in American history, 1984. Like the number one year. Experts agree, right? And I was wondering if I could go through...
Who was born after that in this room?
After 1984? Is that your nice way of reminding me how...
If you look at a lot of the younger generation, they'll sometimes wear things and say things that reference history in certain parts, but have no idea what they're referencing. And sadly, Billie Eilish has had this happen to her many, many times. Like when she was asked about what was the first CD she bought, only to scoff at the question and say that she's never bought a CD before. Dang millennials. Or how about when she noted one of the most favorite shirts she ever wore was a Nirvana shirt, because she didn't know who the band was. Then, when she was on Jimmy Kimmel, and Kimmel decided to show just how much of an age difference there was between him and her. And during that point, she noted that she had no idea who Van Halen is, which got a lot of musical people angry. Though she wasn't too pleased either at the questions. "You're making me look so dumb," she noted. It got even bigger though when the internet exploded about the situation, and Billie got more and more angry with what happened that during an awards ceremony for her, she threw shade at Kimmel. Not exactly a nice look to have there, Billie. Can we really fault her for this? Kind of. She is a musician, and she should know some of the legends of the craft. Then again, this is Billie, and she doesn't do anything that's typical at times. Such as 3. The Puffer Jacket Challenge.
How many puffer jackets can you wear at one time?
Going back to her ensemble, Billie Eilish is renowned for her very casual attire. But what many fans note is that she's one who prefers to wear very baggy clothing. This is not just a style choice, but a personal one, because unlike many other female singers who try and show off every single inch of her curves, Billie doesn't. She wears the baggy clothes so that you honestly can't know what's underneath. Though that did lead her to the puffer jacket challenge, where a person who was a fan of Billie's asked her to try on as many puffer jackets as possible to see how many she could wear. Oh yeah, she did the challenge. And not only did she do it, she did it for all of her followers to see, and she was able to get 5 of those puffy jackets on her before breaking down in laughter at the situation she had gotten herself into. I guess you could say this was the nice kind of embarrassment. 2. Stories in the car with mom.
This is Sunday, May 6th, 2:41 a.m. You were tired and in a funk today. Go the duck to sleep. I hear you. Love, Mom. Go the duck to sleep.
Here's a definitive Billie Eilish tale that is actually told from the perspective of Billie Eilish. One day she's driving and is on her phone, which is illegal, Billie, you should know better, and is telling the story of this one time she went to the doctor. Billie is at the appointment and the doctor notes that he needs a urine sample. Again, standard stuff. So Billie is in the bathroom trying to get the sample and, well, let's just say she misses. Billie goes on a rant about this, and in the car with her at the time is her mother. Her mother is laughing during the whole story, but then adds into the embarrassment by correcting Billie on her grammar. No kidding. She said a line like, without no clothes, and her mother pointed out that this was a double negative. So she got schooled by her mother while on social media. Classic parental embarrassment. 1. The Lizzie McQuire package.
What do you think about celebrity endorsements? For instance, in this particular thing, the Hillary Duff sleeping bag. Maybe you could open it up for a second.
So, who is Hillary Duff, is the real question.
Lizzie McQuire.
Who's that?
A famous TV show.
Lizzie McQuire.
In the 90s, one of the most important sitcoms for kids was on Disney Channel in the form of Lizzie McGuire. The series had a great hook of Sing in her head, and the family stuff was great. It was the birthplace of the career of Hillary Duff, and everyone loved it, except Billie Eilish, who had no idea who or what a Lizzie McGuire was. My heart is breaking. During an interview with Nadwar, he gave her a Lizzie McGuire package that any fan would have loved, but Billie had no idea what that show was, and then when he mentioned Hillary Duff, Billie replied, "Who is Hillary Duff? That is the question." My heart is breaking even more. Save me from the lack of knowledge of Lizzie McGuire. So, what do you think? What did you think of these embarrassing moments featuring Billie Eilish? Can you believe that the young singer has already had so many embarrassing moments in her musical life so far? Which of these do you feel was the most embarrassing? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.